So manipulating images, and by that I mean flipping them and doing some other stuff. This is all done with something called image.transpose. It's a transpose method. And you give it an argument that is based on its. Okay, so notice it's a constant, it's capitals, but it's a property of the transpose. So this is, you're giving this constant because that's a mathematical formula for what you want to do with those pixels. It's because we're moving pixels all over the place. This is how it works. I'm going to switch to a different file real quick because I think it's a little easier to track what's going on. I have this one file here called transpose.png, and basically it just looks like this because I want you to track what happens with each of these constants. Okay, so we have an arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing right. They're labeled so that we can follow what's going on. Okay, so the first transpose constant is flip top to bottom. Okay, so we're going to flip it top to bottom. That's pretty easy to, that makes sense. We can understand flip top to bottom. And flip left right, well, that makes sense also. We're just flipping it left to right. Now these are the ones that maybe don't make as much sense. We have two called transpose and transverse. And untangling what happens when we do these is a little bit more tricky. Now, remember, this arrow used to point to the right, and this one used to point up. So we're swapping the right and down, and we're swapping up and left. Transpose is the opposite of that, or the inverse of that. Transverse says we're going to swap right with up, and we're going to swap, right with up, and left and down get swapped. What are the reasons you would use those? There's all kinds of different things. But those four operations are available to you with transpose and transverse. So that's one way you can manipulate.